Remember last week Flatzoid said he wasn't going to be reacting to content anymore?
I will not be rebutting any videos from these guys and will not be watching any of their content.
Rebutting? You think you've rebutted videos from Globe Earthers? Dribble! Just in case you're unsure, pal, reacting to the TFE documentary trailer is reacting to content. So let's have a look, shall we?
I know that you probably don't want to dig through his channel to find it, so I did that for you.
Thanks, Mike. This is why I make so little content about Flatzoid, because he doesn't make videos, he just does 4-hour bloody live streams. And I'm not sitting through 4 hours of this douche canoe for anyone.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald f***.
Please subscribe.
Yeah, this is Duffy's trailer. What's up, David?
Hey everyone, we are live.
So we hate ourselves, right?
Antarctica.
Hate ourselves. Oh no, you
Generally
can
done
no,
before.
no,
I
no,
can't
no.
find any
Can you shut up? I hope you're not going to talk all the way through it. Leave that to me.
evidence of any flat earther going to Antarctica. You certainly can't find any evidence of a group of flat and globe earthers going together to try and prove each other wrong.
I was alerted that our flight was the #1 tracked flight yesterday.
Yeah, really, mate. The flat earth theory is a controversial topic, and a group travelling to Antarctica, a place often cited in flat earth arguments as impossible to visit, would naturally attract significant interest from both proponents and skeptics. People on both sides wanted to see what they were doing, where they were, what will they find, and how to interpret their experiences. So I have absolutely no clue why you find that so shocking.
#1
They were 400 miles
You're
in.
gonna have to pause now, guys. You're gonna have to
Right.
pause, unfortunately,
Right.
so we can make commentary. I will not be rebutting any videos from these guys and will not be watching any of their content.
So you are a liar then? Just double checking.
Go on,
So we
man.
can make commentary.
Because providing commentary to the final experiment trailer is responding to us.
I will not be rebutting any videos from these guys and will not be watching any of their content. He's already said this stuff before, so it doesn't, not really new information that he said there, does it?
No, not at all.
Are we watching the same video? Because so far, all Will has said is we're live in Antarctica.
Not at all. Like I say, I just think there's got to be a big work of fiction like the other one was. You know what I mean?
So what you're saying then is you've already decided it's all fake before even watching the footage?
How long did it take him to put this together? Be honest.
A few months.
I know.
But remember, I did say to Jonathan that it's probably gonna come out end of April. So I was right on the money.
What's that, Flatzoid? You told Jonathan that it was going to come out in April?
Flashback.
When do you think we'll be seeing this documentary?
I think April's a good, if we haven't gotten attention by then, or accepted into maybe some festivals or something, would be like a backup to sale.
Yeah, you nailed it. You were right.
And as that clip showed, it was clearly the other way around, Flatzoid. He told you when he thought the documentary was gonna come out. You do realise that things that get said on the internet stay on the internet. Why would you possibly claim that you nailed when the documentary was coming out?
Yeah, you nailed it. You were right.
When on your own channel, there's footage of somebody telling you when it's gonna come out.
Absolutely.
This is under NASA footage. We're just gonna categorize this under NASA footage.
I'm getting good at this. So like your mate said earlier on then, and you've already also decided that it's all fake before even watching it.
So this is part of the final experiment?
Yeah. Wow.
I was shocked that it's the 21st century and people are still debating the shape of the Earth.
Hey, there is no debate.
Wait, we were also shocked.
Tell me about it. You'd think with all the photos from space, the GPS in our phones and, you know, basic observations, this wouldn't even be a conversation. But here we are, battling the intellectual equivalent of a persistent head cold.
Yeah.
We were also shocked. You know why? Because people are still dumb enough to believe that they can go to a place that violates natural law. People are still dumb enough to think that you stand and the Earth is moving, and that they still believe they measured the Earth curve.
My word, you really are a pathetic little man-child, aren't you? How come you seem to think that you know better from in your basement than the people who actually went to Antarctica and saw it for themselves? So what's the specific claim about the final experiment that stems from this profound misunderstanding of everything? Come on, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Just to think that someone's antipodal to me, standing opposite to me, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you sat there with this ridiculous smirk on your face when you say that, but all you've actually said is that you don't understand it or you can't wrap your tiny little flirt brain around it, so it must be fake.
Upside down, for that matter.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Right, so you're all too stupid to understand it. There is no down on a sphere when it comes to the way gravity works. Gravity pulls everything to the center of mass, regardless of where you happen to be positioned on that sphere. You're laughing, but you should be laughing at yourselves because you've all got it wrong.
The question is, how is possible? I'm always mind-boggled. When people know that the pharmacia is lying about the health of the pills, they know that the government is lying, they know that the school system is lying, they know that so-called authorities are lying, but yet they still believe them.
You know, this selective trust is a real head scratcher. Perhaps it's a comfort thing. The idea of a flat earth in its own bizarre way, I suppose, is simpler and more immediately graspable than the reality of a giant rotating sphere moving through space. Or maybe it's the allure of being in the know, part of a secret group who sees through the official narrative. But if you don't trust anyone, why do you believe the Earth is flat? A flat Earth is the only group of people on Earth who are capable of being honest?
Cognitive dissonance.
That's dumb. That's what that is.
Yeah,
John.
it's cognitive dissonance. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Oh, the irony! It's too much!
So, according to Flatzoid, the only reason anyone believes that the Earth is a globe is cognitive dissonance. Right. So, all the scientific evidence, centuries of observations, the mathematical models that accurately predict celestial events, all wrong and designed specifically to fool us into thinking that the Earth is a globe.
I didn't know what I was going to do yet. I just needed to find it.
No, he knew exactly what he's going to do. Oh man.
Look at the meeting. Look at the meeting Duffy and McTooney is having. Yes, because they're longtime friends.
Yeah.
They're so comfortable together, man.
I still do believe that this was planned by these two a long time ago.
Yeah, but you can't prove it, can you? And the reason you can't prove it is because, no, they didn't know each other for years before the final experiment happened. Mike met Will when the rest of us did. And it wasn't years ago.
Yep.
Do you think when the
I Coon's head.
To be honest, it's not.
He had that young shot of him in there, Duffy. It looked like that reminded me of that picture of like they're in that little cafe there. Yeah, it was in the beginning there. It flashed his. He had a younger looking face.
But that's what I say. We're gonna see though in the documentary when it comes out. We're probably going to be able to see if their ages line up, because if you pick it up like you just picked up in the trailer, there's a good chance that we'll be able to pick it up in the documentary as well. And we'll be able then to show, well, guys, they didn't actually do all of it on one trip.
Well, they did, but even if they didn't, it would still make no difference because you would still believe that nobody can go to Antarctica. You're actually watching footage of people in Antarctica while claiming people can't go to Antarctica.
But I have to make a small correction. I don't think so. It was them who planned it. I think so they're just faces.
Bloody hell, this guy makes CC sound sane. What do you mean? What do you mean Will and... What do you mean Will and Toon are just faces? Will organised the final experiment.
I think so.
Yeah, they definitely...
above their heads.
The face of TFE is Duffy. There's no doubt about that.
So I don't think so they planned it. I think it was planned for them, and they're just faces.
Do you think when the lights went out and they went to bed, they kind of pushed the bed together just so they could be a little more comfortable?
Should I ask why that's relevant? The answer's gonna be a no, because neither Will nor Mike are gay, but even if they were, what possible difference would that make to the validity of the final experiment? What are you, 9? Stop acting like a child. I know you think like one, but you haven't got to act like it as well.
I just got to point out again to all the trolls. I've never left Flat Earth. Stop lying to people, say I've left Flat Earth. Stop saying we're not going to do Flat Earth content. I never said that either. I said we're not going to engage with the anti-Flat Earthers.
And yet here we are responding to a video of you doing exactly what you said you were no longer gonna do.
Flashback.
I will not be rebutting any videos from these guys and will not be watching any of their content. We're not doing Flat Earth.
Yeah.
Biblical cosmology is literal Flat Earth, guys, if you haven't realized that.
No, I hadn't, to be honest. I realized that it was as stupid as Flat Earth, but I didn't realize they were one in the same.
Done.
To final experiment.
Antarctica. Wow. 9 strangers.
9 strangers. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Not strangers.
Flatzoid, keep your head still. It looks like you're auditioning for the role of sitting on somebody's dashboard. Again, how would you know? Okay, some of them were maybe acquaintances, but the Flat Earthers and the Globe Earthers hadn't actually met before, or at least I don't think they had. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to point out as well, guys. They had the time to do this hiking and cinematic video. They had to plan this for the documentary, remember?
Yep.
Yeah, just to let you know.
Madness.
Oh.
And while they were sleeping at the tables, apparently.
Wow. A few seconds in, they're already lying.
Do any of you know who this PJ guy is? Because he's a bit of a knob. You know, when we were all much younger and in every friend's group there's always that one dumbass? Well,
Special Officer Doofy reporting.
PJ is the dumbass of this group, and that's saying a lot considering they're all Flat Earthers.
Did you see the snow and all that? The wind and all that?
Wind, the snow.
That looked like actual footage.
Yes.
And then the TFE footage is crystal clear.
Yeah.
Look how great the sky is.
What do you mean actual footage? Actual footage from Antarctica, which I would agree with. And I know the weather's confusing to you, but weather does change kind of day by day, sometimes even hour by hour. But what actual footage do you mean? Because according to you lot, nobody can go to Antarctica.
No, I can't believe I'm seeing curved water.
I know.
in bold letters.
And you put flight paths on.
Flight paths already.
I still want them to tell us why they have a ceiling of 13,000 feet when flying in Antarctica.
The claim that there's a strict 13,000 foot ceiling for flights over Antarctica is just a classic of the flat earth genre, usually presented as irrefutable proof that something nefarious is being hidden down there by the ice wall. But the reality is far more mundane and grounded in practical considerations like the weather, the remoteness of the region, the lack of infrastructure, and the specific operational requirements of the aircraft involved in scientific research and logistical support. You know, actual logical reasons, which is why it's so confusing to you, Flatzoid.
Yeah.
Why? Why is your ceiling 13,000 feet?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I just explained it, you dick.
It's crazy.
That's it.
From flat-earthers stating that Antarctica...
Sorry?
Critical think.
Critical think with his weights, where he says, no, I don't have to account for any controls. Why do I need to account for it? I got the results I wanted.
And there's
does hold the key to the truth.
I'm here to do the science, to...
McCune and science don't go hand in hand, just to let you know.
What? And Flat Earth does?
Science.
What is it all about?
Whoa!
Look at that.
Why does that sun look different?
That looks weird.
Compared to the sun they were showing.
That
The
looks-
flares and everything look very different.
Flat Earthers almost universally don't understand photography at all.
Oh, go on then. You explain it, Mike. We'll just consider this the collaboration you didn't ask for or probably want.
The camera that we used to get the 24-hour video was a camera like this, an Insta360 that has 2 lenses, and there is a fixed aperture size. It doesn't change. There are no blades changing the aperture size. So you don't get the typical rays that you get from a lens like this, where you have a variable aperture size that changes. And you can almost see here that there's several individual blades. On the video that we see on screen, Jonathan Morandi is using a high-end lens that has 18 individual blades in the aperture. You can count them on the screen there. And they're very confused about this. They're like, oh, it looks different. Well, yes, it does look different. It's a different lens with a different camera. That's why it looks different.
Not that impressive. I would have basically said exactly the same.
I wonder
This
why.
looked more original to me.
Wow. What the heck?
Because when you review actual sun footage from people in Antarctica, the flares look very similar to how it's looking now.
Why are the shadows not blue?
Why are shadows not blue? I don't know, Andy Cap. I wonder if this is what the waiting area was like when Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels were auditioning to be in Dumb and Dumber.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, obviously he could have done. Remember, he's made a documentary, so he's done contrast and changed the lights and everything to make
Filters.
it more the filter.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But
Yeah.
the point I'm trying to make now is look at the sun specifically, how it looks, okay? And we can compare it to actual footage from Antarctica. That's practically how it looks. But the ones we saw from their 24-hour time lapses and stuff doesn't look like that
Not at all. Nope.
at all.
Different camera, different time of day, different day even. You know, these are all things that would affect how a photograph looks, Flatzoid. And I know it's confusing, but you know.
And probably if we take a look at their time lapse and we have to take where the sun's position is compared to this, the height is going to differ as well.
Oh yeah, a lot lower.
Mm.
Because
Yep.
that does look a bit different than the height that they were showing us if we look in that direction.
Is that Mount? What do you call it? I'm sorry.
Rosman's on
Yeah,
the
that's
left.
right. Look how high up it is from there. You know, isn't it usually?
No, but these mountains here aren't Mount Rosman. To the left, where you can't see, would be around Rosman. So.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that does look very high.
You're forgetting documentary, not a documentary.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So that particular part of the day was about 10 p.m. at night. Shortly after we got the Starlink up, we were setting up the Rumble stream on Candace Owens' channel. That went for several hours and then had the Starlink died, and so the whole Rumble stream died. But the Mount Rossman is off screen to the left. It's 10 p.m. Local solar midnight is 2:30 a.m., which is when the sun is above Mount Rossman. So it's quite a few hours until we would expect to have the sun above Mount Rossman. But now, did they think that this elevation was wrong? Did they do any comparison on the fly? Of course they didn't. But they are happy to just say it's too high. Of course, they have no idea. Will they go and do a side-by-side comparison? Of course they won't. They will never do that. Why would they bother? They can just say it's too high, and that's it. They're done.
Don't worry, I'm still here, but because I'm using MC Toon's video for the Flatzoid footage, I thought it just made more sense with certain things to just let Mike explain them. He was there after all. You weren't, Flatzoid, so I know whose opinion I value more. And to be honest, I would value MC Toon's opinion over yours, even if he'd never left his house.
I thought that was it.
It's almost.
I think people
So
look
good.
at us going as something that is special.
I just heard about it. I thought this was something that I wanted to participate in.
Why is
I mean, it
all
just
their
looks-
video footage showing clouds everywhere?
Yes. Yes. That footage is completely different. Completely different from what
Because
they
all
put out
the video
together.
footage we were watching from their stuff was showing no clouds. Now all the video footage is showing clouds.
different weather on different days. Remember from a few minutes ago?
The greatest conspiracy, which is Flat is still not a conspiracy, meets a final test, which is not the final test because he has more final tests, as he keeps saying.
It keeps coming. Yep.
And why is he saying a test now and not experiment? I thought he said it's experiment.
Well, you can get it as a test, but it is an experiment.
Is he trying, trying to sit in the fence, huh?
Yeah.
A realm
wide experience coming 2025. Woohoo! Thank you. Looking forward to that.
And that's the end of their review. And I hope that you enjoyed the ability to not have to go and find it on their channel, because my goodness, it's a lot of derp on their channel. And the entire Jerkle was there to be wrong about pretty much everything. Thank you to Flatzoid and the Jerkle for that. If you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe. I got more coming. See you then.
Yeah, do all that stuff for MC2 and for me. Thanks for watching, everybody. Love you. Bye.
What the hell is even that?
I'm having a little weekend away with Mrs. Blinder, and not this weekend coming, the one after. You won't even notice, so I don't know why I'm telling. Well, I do know why I'm telling you. It's because it's relevant. Because the last time I was at Bristol Airport, a woman only fainted and fell onto the carousel, didn't she? Oh no, she was fine. She soon came around.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never